Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Filling in the Gaps. I am Justin, and it's just me, because what we're doing is our picks for the summer sale that will be coming up, if rumor has it to be true, starting on Monday. The Steam summer sale is always a fantastic time for picking up stuff that you've had wishlisted for a while, and some other stuff you didn't realize you wanted. So let's talk about it. As far as the summer sale overall, it is a good time for discounts. It does, however, seem that everybody's trying to get into the sales at this point. You've got Good Old Games, Humble, and even Epic having apparently their first big sale. Even Steam seems to have lately had a number of decent sale items. Normally, the couple weeks prior to the summer sale, there's not much, but this year is a little bit different. And speaking of different, we've also heard a rumor that there are no cards in this summer sale. There's supposedly going to be something else, but we don't know what that is. With any luck, there'll also be some sort of game again, which is one thing that I really like about the summer sale. The game sometimes is fun, sometimes it's not, but I appreciate that it exists, and if it does exist, I'll be playing. But without further ado, let's start getting into the sale itself. So the first thing that I think about when it comes to this summer sale is bundles. I want you to start thinking in bundles. Whatever you're looking at, it might be in a bundle and it might be cheaper and you might get more games this way. I bring up bundles at the beginning because they are more expensive and they are the big ticket item. So what I like to do is plan my big Steam bundle first, and then I can use what money I have left budgeted for individual games. There are three that I'm going to recommend. The first one is the Valve bundle, which usually is a pretty cheap bundle. Most of you probably have it already. If you don't, I highly recommend it. I think Portal 1 and Portal 2 alone are worth the price, but you also get the Half-Life games, Counter-Strike games, Left 4 Dead. It's a great bundle. And if you're worried about our upcoming episodes, we will be doing a Portal 2 co-op episode, so just one more bit of incentive to get this one. I'd like to recommend the GTA bundle. I mean, it's a great bundle with great games in it, but the reviews lately make it sound like it did not port well. And at this point, I haven't played a lot of the games on PC, so I can't say for sure. So instead, let me recommend the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics bundle. Now, I'm not sure what the low is on this, but the regular price is $35, and it has 59 games. Now, these are older games, but you've got some amazing classics like Comic Zone, Toe Jam and Earl, Streets of Rage, and some of the best Sonic the Hedgehog games. I think it's well worth the $35. It's going to be worth it even more if it's on sale. The last bundle I'm going to talk about is, and this is the big one, it's Star Wars. Hear me out. This bundle has 26 titles. It has pretty much every classic Star Wars game that you would probably want. It's got your TIE Fighters, it's got the Lego games, it's got Knights of the Old Republic. It, even now, annoyingly after I bought it, they've added the original Star Wars Battlefront and Pod Racer. So basically, it's all the Star Wars games that I would want now. I have to look for those other two on sale now, but it's a fantastic bundle. If it goes on sale, consider it. There is a lot of good in here, probably some not so good, but a lot of good stuff in here. As far as the Filling in the Gaps podcast, upcoming episodes, things that you might want to look at price-wise, get in now so that you can play it now and then listen later. We have Her Story coming up, which has a historic low of $1.20. If it goes 80% off and you can get it for $1.20, it's well worth it. It's a very interesting game with a very interesting storytelling mechanic. You especially want to get in on this one now because later this year, the spiritual successor, Telling Lies, is also going to be coming out. So now would be a good time to get into Her Story. Another episode coming up, we will be discussing the sequel to Cube. That is Cube, spelled Q-U-B-E, and this is Cube 2. Certainly look at Cube if you haven't played it yet. It is $1 historic low. If it goes that low, it's well worth that. Cube 2 at $10 is maybe a little high, but I think it's an interesting enough game that it is worth it. We also have an episode of Soma that we're going to be recording, and that has a historic low of $5. TikTok, a game for 2, and so I would recommend getting the 2-pack. If you want to get just the single pack, it's $4.50 historic low, I think, or 2 for $8.25. I'm hoping it goes a little bit lower than that, but this is a game that you play with a friend. You don't even have to be online to do it. You could be one person on a computer and one person playing on your phone or tablet in the same room. It's a good game. It's a little short, but could be just the perfect length for what it is, to be honest. It's a fun game. I would recommend it. I'd also recommend looking at Costume Quest 1 and 2. I like these games a lot, as you're going to find out in the episode we're going to record later. It has gone 90% off in the past, which is $2 for both games, which I think is what I paid for it. It's $20 at base, probably worth that, but certainly sale price is better. If it goes as low as $2, please pick this up. Some random recommendations that have nothing to do with episodes coming out, just games that I like. First off would be what I pretty much always recommend, BioShock. I would definitely recommend getting BioShock, and if you can get the pack BioShock 1 and 2 for about $10, you're gonna enjoy it. Well, I did anyway. I hope you will. Another one I've played before that I've loved is Alien vs. Predator. Much like BioShock, a game that I've played multiple times, coming from a person that doesn't play games multiple times usually. BioShock I've played multiple times, and Alien vs. Predator I have played through I think 3 times now. Alien vs. Predator is a fantastic game. I think that the look and the feel of it is very true to both the Alien and Predator franchises. You get to play as Marines, Alien, and the Predator. I love this game, and I would highly recommend it. It's $15 at base. I think this game will go for $10. I'd like to think that it could go as low as $5 because of how old it is now, but I would definitely recommend this game. The last one for this section that I want to recommend is called Minute. It right now is somewhat newer. I think it's only about a year old. It is a short-ish game. I've beaten it in 2 hours. And with that though, I only found 50% of the stuff that I could find. The game will tell you that. It's $6, which is a little bit high for how short it is, but it is a very unique experience where you play a somewhat Zelda-style game, but in 1-minute chunks, where you have to get whatever you're looking for before you die and respawn in your home. That respawning is also part of the mechanics of the way that the game works, and sometimes needed for progressing the story. It's very unique. I love the look of it. I love the simplicity of it. There's just a lot of love that's been put into this game, and it's well worth playing. So if you want, it is Minute. It is spelled M-I-N-I-T. Now, because this is the summer sale, I do want to talk about my section that's time to spare. For me, a lot of my time, say like high school and college, when I had a bit of free time, I wanted big games and I wanted to spend a lot of time there. And there are a few here. So I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy series, mostly the older stuff. So my recommendations would be, if you have not played Final Fantasy 7 or 10, to pick those up. They have historic lows. 7 is $4, and 10, now it's X, and X2 is $15. I'm hoping that they'll reach that or lower. If they do, then I'm going to pick them up because I basically want to play them again. I'd also recommend the Bethesda games like Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. They now have fairly low historical lows, and they are worth playing. I would definitely recommend, if you can get Game of the Year editions, to do that, because that will give you the DLC, which adds even more to it. I do not know how much time I spent in Skyrim. I do not know how much time I spent in Fallout 3 or New Vegas. I don't want to know, because I've put that much time in it. I will feel really guilty if I look at that number. So look at those. If you think it sounds like a good price, no matter what the price is, you're probably going to put in that number of hours plus a lot. Because I somewhat said something negative about Rockstar before, I love Rockstar, let me recommend Bully. Bully is an odd choice considering some of you are out of school now and Bully will put you back into school, but it is a fun game. It is like a toned down and sized down version of GTA, but it's a lot of fun. I think about 10 hours and a historic low of about $3 now. Definitely worth that. I'd also like to recommend, I think as I have before, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is just something that takes a lot of time to play, but it is definitely worth playing. The last time to spare game I want to talk about is Ninokuni 2. I am excited that it is on PC. It has a historic low at this point. It's still fairly new of $20, and that's not for the big Prince's edition. I'm hoping to pick this one up, but I'm really kind of waiting for a good sale, particularly on the good edition, because I do want the whole game. If there's extra DLC to play, I'll want to play it because the first one was incredibly enjoyable. Some of you may not have been able to play it because it's not on PC, but if you can play it, I would definitely recommend it. It's very much in the style of a Final Fantasy, a bit more turn-based combat. The style of the characters and the animations, it's just beautiful. I would highly recommend playing the first one, and I'm still hoping soon to play the second. Just to tie things up here at the end, a few games for those of you that maybe don't have cash, or after spending all this, you want to get something else for free. Well, here's 4 games that I want to recommend to you. The first is a very short game called Answer Not, but Not is spelled K-N-O-T. This game will take you probably less than an hour to play. It's somewhat interesting. It's mostly about listening to an answering machine and then responding to the message in some way. You get a lot of story in a short amount of time with what's going on. The second one I'd like to recommend is a game I played a bit, and it's free to play, so play as little or as much as you want. It is called Brawlhalla, and apparently recently it has added 3 characters from Adventure Time. I don't know if they're free to play, but you can load it up for free and find out. The third is called Doki Literature Club. Doki spelled D-O-K-I. There is a bit of a warning at the beginning. Heed that warning. If you have sensitivity to certain issues that it mentions, maybe this one isn't for you. It is a very fun game. I was happy to play it, and I've watched other people play it, and I've enjoyed watching their experience and seeing how they react to this story as well. And the last one is a free game called Coloring Pixels. There are extra books that you can purchase for this game, but there are 3 books with a lot of pictures to color. This is just something I like to do while I'm a bit too tired, or I'm doing this while I'm listening to, say, a podcast. It's just fun and relaxing and something where if you've got time, you can do this. Well, that's it, because I can see from the recording time, wow, this is going on a bit longer than I thought it would. There are so many more games I would love to recommend, but let's keep it brief. These are the ones I'm recommending this time. Very soon, Darren will have an episode coming out with some of his picks, and I hope you find some good stuff out there. I hope you find some good deals out there, and that you find some games that will really help you enjoy your free time this summer. Happy shopping.